This is Femi D Live. A great talk show unravels your thinking, makes you stop to listen, engages you in a debate of opinions.
I believe this man knows what he is doing. He is a Nigerian.
And ultimately brings you to the king of talk radio, Femi D Live. This is Femi D Live.
The Inspector General of Police, I beg your pardon, the Acting Inspector General of Police also did share some light on the new role of the police as reformed and as positioned by him. He says community policing is very important at this time, and yes, we should not keep our eyes away from the fact that the police will play its role without any form of bias. In fact, it talks about the fact that any police officer associated with a VIP or politician found to be moving around on such a day will be penalized. And so, the only police officers on duties are the ones that carry the INEC tag. Take a listen.
So this event, the Transition Monitoring Group, Header Resource Center, is it in combination with Police Service Commission?
Yes.
ICPC and other National Human Rights Commission, Women Advocacy Research, Documentation Center, and so on and so on. Well, thank you for inviting me. I think your letter was sent to me, but other national issues of our time, but Father kept on calling me even this morning.
I saw you.
I have to be here, and I think it is gladly so that I should be here. Let me start by saying that we are all citizens of this country, and all of us have civil responsibilities in making sure that the country is secure. We do everything possible to protect the country. This coming election is an event that everybody has responsibility to play, whether you are an electorate or party official or security personnel or you are an observer. From the security perspective, we've done a lot of arrangements. We've done a lot of work in order to secure this election. We will need your input, your participation, your collaboration in the implementation of the security strategies we put in place so that we can have free, fair and credible election in this country. And I will mention some of those things for you to know that we are ready and prepared to be professional and unbiased in the conduct of this election. You all know that electoral materials must be secured. The electoral officials must be protected. The electors themselves must be protected. The observers, whether domestic or foreign observers, must be protected. The electorate, the INEC, roll out the way the electors must conduct themselves. They also roll out the way the security officials will coordinate with the INEC officials. They also roll out ways through which local and foreign observers will conduct themselves. On our part, we assure the nation that all the electoral materials and officials will be secured. Every Nigerian is allowed to go and cast his vote free without any molestation. Our personnel, we charge them to be professional and unbiased. Every police official or security official you see on the election day must carry election tag for ease of identification, so that we don't have fake security personnel, because we've heard that a lot of fake uniforms have been brought into the country. And our personnel will not carry firearms in the polling unit, because if they see the first person to cry will be firearms. Our personnel will they will have their eyes open. They will also open their ears to see and look around for vote buyers and vote sellers and those who are listening to. At the cost of discharging their duties, our personnel are asked and are told not to hinder any accredited, either foreign or local observer from observing the electoral process. The security personnel will also ensure and keep watch over the ad hoc staff that can easily be manipulated, especially the NYC members, so as to ensure that there's proper conduct of the election. And we don't allow any canopy to be erected close to the polling unit, because doing that may give room for this buying and selling of votes. But INEC can erect their canopies when they want to have open polling units. Those ones are not prohibited. We operate with observance of human rights. What I mean by human rights here is that nobody will hinder you from performing your civic responsibility. But while we are not hindering you from performing your civic responsibility, you should not do anything. No Nigerian is allowed to do anything that will contravene electoral laws. If you do that, we'll make arrests. A team has already been set up. We call it Election Monitoring Investigation Team. They will be going around when the INEC officials identify that election process has been compromised or offense is committed. They will link up with us. We will pick such a person. The case will be investigated with INEC and we shall prosecute the case. So it's not going to be because we are having an election, you are free to behave the way you want to behave. No. And as I told you, the police we have now is a reform police that we are trying to come up with. It's a police that we are riding on the principles of community policing, to throw back policing to the community, so that with the community we'll be able to identify problems and work with the community and solve the problems. So it's a police that is going to be in partnership with all sorts of communities. If you like, call it lawyers community, you call it market women community, if you like, call it student community. That is the kind of police we want to do. Work with those communities, they identify the problems in the community, we work together and solve those problems. So we work in partnership. And with that, we feel the confidence that is lost in the police will be brought back. And we feel with that, we'll be able to identify where crimes are coming from, where the criminals are, and collectively we'll be able to reduce it and have a country that is free of crime, where investors will come in and invest their resources, and invariably we'll have our people employed to deal with poverty. In a polling unit that he doesn't carry tag, official tag given to him, and he doesn't have name tag. It's a fake policeman and he'll be arrested. Because we know that there are people that are ready to dress in police or military uniform and move about. Cameras in the polling unit. You are an observer, is it? You are free to move with your camera, but don't go to the polling unit where somebody is voting and you want to snap and know the party that you voted for. It's not allowed. Okay? But you can move at the course of your observation with your camera. Concerning the phone lines where to report, the arrangement we made this time around because of accountability that every policeman that is posted to any polling unit, his name and his phone number is attached to that polling unit. In case of any event and we are looking for what to carry further investigation, whatever, we know who to call. And all the commanders, through the state public relations officers, they have the telephone numbers of all the officers in the field, including the supervisors. So if you have any issue and you want to make a report, you will get the PRO in the command, he will link up with when he gets the report, he knows who to link up with. So at least, even now, you know some of the PROs, but if you don't know, you know Frank Mba. Do you know Frank Mba?
Yes.
Okay. How well are the personnel trained? I told you people spend your money also on training the police. So a lot of trainings, series of trainings are given from the police, that is internal training on election management duties. We've done that. We've also gotten training from civil society organizations. We've gotten training from all sorts of people that are ready to give us training. We accepted. So, and you know, election, this is not the first time we started election in this country. So it is a kind of a refresher course when you are given the training, an update of observations during previous elections, what were observed and then were brought back to teach our personnel and how to go about it. And for that reason, we also have standard operational guidelines and rules for police officers on election duty, and every police officer carries that in case if he forgets, takes his pamphlet and check through to see what is expected of him or her. We say him or her or him. Sometimes you put the woman first. Thank you. Then how many personnel are we deploying? Every police officer is involved, including me, in this election. Every policeman. The number You know, we cannot cover the whole country when it comes to election matters. That's why we're using other security personnel to augment the police strength. But police is a lead agency in this security management in this election.
Yeah.
So other security personnel are supporting us in order to cover all the polling units and all the voting points. There will be security personnel, and we are deploying at least by 5 a.m. we'll be in our polling units and voting centers before you come to vote. So you want to know the number of people? There are too many security personnel.
Nothing breaks the news like the news. Trust me, I can prove it. I'm ready. Let's take on the biggest debates on radio, provide insights, experience, and build an unforgettable discussion together. I am Femi D. Amele. Let's talk with Femi D Live is on.